Yes. What is going on, man? Back here in the house, man, we had a crazy storm last night. I actually thought someone was breaking into the house. It got so windy. Just check this out. I don't know. I'm sure you've seen, like, in New Orleans, everyone has shutters, you know? Shutters on their door that you can close. Well, the wind, it was hitting so hard, you could just, it was like bam, bam, bam. Sounded like someone was trying to break in. And then the wind, I'm no fan of storms, man. As a guy that owns 17 properties, Mother Nature is one of my biggest problems. I know a lot of you guys are like, oh, Mother Nature. As far as I'm concerned, that girl's trying to kill me all the time. Part of the Mother Nature is why we got such high insurance prices too, by the way. So anyway, today I want to talk to you about something. I hear this a lot. One of my tenants, they're adulting and young couple, and now they're buying their own home. And they bought this home, brand new build. So fucking dumb. Anyway, what they should have done is bought an old house, did some sweat equity, fixed it up. But anyway, what they did is they put 3.5% down, FHA loan, and then it's pitched to people and sold to them. And a lot of people will say these phrases, oh, but I only had to put down, sorry, I'm day trading at the same time I'm doing this video. I only had to put down 3.5%. So, and I'm gonna show you an example on my whiteboard of what that looks like. And people act like that's good. It's good that you didn't put any money down. It's good to be fully leveraged on your house and make really ridiculous high mortgage payments. Oh, and by the way, you get to pay PMI too. Oh, and hey, maybe you can do it for a fucking decade. I hate it, especially as an investor. Now, to be fair, my first house, I only put 10% down. And, you know, as I began to learn, I began to realize that's not cool. The other the other 17 that I bought, we put 20% down. And what that does, it invests your money. Now, I know there's this idea out there that equity in your personal home is dead equity. That is total nonsense. Total nonsense. I own 3 personal homes and it's not dead equity. I use it. I live in it. It goes up in value. It's a store of wealth. It's also tax deductions. It's also tax sheltered, by the way. It is also because you get to sell it tax-free down the road if it's your primary home. Also, if you live in a state that's a homestead, you can't be sued for it. So at some point, you could use that house as your do-over account, pay off the mortgage, and have all of this money protected by the homestead from any lawsuits that you may involve yourself in. Also, when you leave, you get to sell it tax-free. And at the end of most people's lives who are unsophisticated, especially people doing 3.5% down FHA loans, it'll probably be the only thing that you have in your life that's actually valuable. And that leads me to the number 2 thing that I get a lot, and I got this morning from my friend. It's like, hey, what do you think about pulling equity out of your primary home to buy a rental property? Personally, I think it's a horrible idea. You have zero experience in rental properties. You have zero experience in managing money to make money. And you're putting your most valuable asset. And the only reason there's equity in that house is because they didn't let you take it out and they forced it. And a home is forced equity. So you remember what people say, oh, it's dead equity. Well, if it's dead equity, why does it keep going up? Anyway, I digress. I'm going to show you on the whiteboard what some numbers could look like in a typical American home if you were to do 20% down versus 3.5%. Now, I know a lot of people are going to say, I can't do the 20%, it's impossible, blah blah blah. It's not that much money, guys. If that's going to be what holds you back the rest of your fucking life, that little bit of money, you're probably not going to accomplish much. Okay, all right, so these are just average numbers. That'll be different in your area. Housing prices are different. If you're in Des Moines, Iowa, you could get a really nice house for $180,000. I get it. If you live in some dipshit place like California, New York, or a dozen other dumbass places to live, that is probably not going to work. And because you live there, you'll probably be poor most of your life and die broke. So now that I've got that rant out of the way, $300,000, typical FHA loan, you're going to put down, I don't know, maybe $750,000. So, or $7,500. That's going to be $53,000 less than if you put 20% down. Let's say 7%, 30-year fixed note, property taxes. I'm just guesstimating. That insurance looks a little low. This was on an online mortgage calculator. So your loan, the actual loan itself will be $1,946. That's to the bank. And then when you make a monthly payment out of these other two, you're looking at about $2,588 a month, just for the basics of the house, not counting maintenance and all that. Okay, cool. That's your payment. Now, let's say that somehow through the power of God, savings, or whatever, sacrificing, you came up with, I don't know why it's sacrificing to keep your own money, but people tend to say that. Somehow if you give all your money away, that's not, but keeping your own money is sacrificing. Anyway, I digress again. $300,000, you put 60% down, okay? Same property tax, insurance, but now your loan drops to $1,597 for a total of $1,100. That's a big difference. That gives you $550 a month times 5. That gives you $6,660 a year to pay, to put towards whatever. Now, guess what? That 60's not dead. It's returning 11% because you don't have that going out. Money not going out is the same as money coming in, okay? You didn't lose your money. It's in the house. It's right there. If you want it, they'll give it to you. If you sell the house, they're going to give it to you. If this guy sells the house, he's going to pay a realtor and walk away with nothing. This guy sells the house, he's going to walk away with money. And he's getting his money back every month at 11% return, which beats the S&P, okay? So, one, he's going to have a lower payment. Two, he's going to have an extra $550 that he could apply and invest. Now, sometimes people will push back and say, yeah, but instead of putting that 20, I'm going to go invest that. Those people never do that. Never. I never see anyone who has the money for the down, chooses the 3.5, and then takes that and goes and invests it and buys a rental property. That never happens. So that argument, when people use it on me, is nonsense because they don't actually ever do that. They say they do. Now, listen, this is why I believe this. The number one driver of your wealth is the margin spread between income and lifestyle. The difference. I write about this in my book, How to Be 10 Foot Tall and Bulletproof. Margin is the abyss of money. Now listen, this is super, super important. Like I just said, the main determinant of your future wealth. Yes, what you invest in plays a part, obviously. Okay, but the big part, I had to close out a trade on fire today, day trading, $1,000 day, man. It's beautiful. And that's a skill. See, day trading is just a skill to make extra money so that I can take that money and put it into things that are going to pay me residual drips. So the reason that I want to make money is so that I can invest money in things that pay me money. It's this circle. I don't want to make money to give it to other people so they can keep it and they can invest it. And then you become the dividend drip you, meaning they're milking you like a milk cow. You go out, you work all week, all month, your whole life to end up with nothing. That's what happens when you don't learn these things and become sophisticated. So make each purchase as smart as you can. Now, what do you do if you've already done that and you already, put 5% down on it? Well, go back and look at your house. What's the value of your home? If there's 20% equity in your home plus, you can push the bank, you can pressure the bank, and they need to drop that PMI. I didn't even talk about this up here, and it's private mortgage insurance. If you don't have 20% equity in your home, you're going to pay about $75 to $100 per $100,000 in your house. I think it's $75 per $100,000. So in this scenario, it could be like $170, $200 a month that goes to the bank for an insurance policy against you blowing out. Because you putting down so little money, they get an insurance policy paid by you. This is why they encourage you to do it. They're happy for you to put no money down because they have an insurance policy paid by you that if you blow out, they get paid and they get the house. So it's a win-win-win. But if you put 20 grand in, they know you're not going to blow out. They know your payment's going to be nice and low. They know you aren't going to walk from the deal because you have so much equity in the deal. Good chance you could probably leave your home if times got tough and rent it, and it would probably actually produce a little cash flow for most people. And so then you could leave, So, or you could sell it tax-free, get your 60 back, which would probably be a lot more because every month you're paying down the loan. Every month the house is typically appreciating, right? Every home, in real estate, we make money 4 ways, right? Loan pay down, cash flow, price appreciation, and then depreciation, which is the tax benefits. On a personal home, the only part of that you don't get is what? Cash flow. So if you live in an apartment, your rent pays the landlord's insurance. Your rent pays his loan pay down. Your rent pays, right, helps him hold it so that he gets appreciation, and your rent covers his cash flow. So you're going to do that either way. So this concept of the idea that having a home is somehow dead money is, to me, is just nonsense. I don't know how that started. I don't know who sells that. I know Robert Kiyosaki's put that out there a lot. Hold on, I got a day trade here. So we're back in. It's one of the skills you need to know. So that's it for today, man. Think on a lot of these things. A lot of these things you see people doing. It's not that they're dumb people. They just don't study money. You cannot live in this world, in this life that's controlled by money and try to float through it and not spend time every day studying money, interest rates. How do they work? LIBOR rates. How do interest rates affect the stock market? Growth stocks, ETNs, ETFs, mutual funds, business development companies, master limited partnerships, MLTs like ET. Man, just so much to learn. And, thankfully, God has given you days. Every day, you can just get smarter and smarter and smarter. I hope I can help you. Hey, if you don't have my free ebook, you don't have to die broke. Get it. I lay down some of these basic ideas. Chapter 10 has a great way to get you into the stock market so you can start learning, owning some stocks. I talk about buying houses. I talk about getting your money right and getting your buckets right. Getting out of the world of car payments. Getting out of the world of, man, if it's up to me, you wouldn't have a car payment. Your home would be paid for, and you damn sure wouldn't use a credit card. Your money would be your money, and you would build and create passive income. Hey, if you don't increase your passive income today, you are a dummy. I said it. Let me be the first person to tell you. You didn't buy any dividend stocks today? Hey, dummy, because you could have bought 1 share, and 1 share would increase your passive income. You have the ability with your thumbs to do that every day, man. Don't be that guy. Let's go.